Get ready for breaking news that is hitting hard right now. We start with a shocking development in the Caribbean, where a Bahamian survivor of a Florida plane crash has been arrested in a major U.S. cocaine importation probe. We have details on Jonathan Gardner, the individual facing serious charges related to a massive international drug conspiracy involving the Bahamas and Colombia. We dive into how this survivor's connection to a planned shipment of cocaine, allegedly involving up to 1,000 kilograms, is unraveling, and what this means for international trafficking networks. Next up, we shift capping episodes from Survivor and even past Dancing with the Stars seasons. This move is setting them up perfectly for the next big thing in reality TV commentary. And finally, we turn to a deeply serious and urgent international human rights story. An Australian court is set to hear rare crimes against humanity charges after a Yazidi woman has offered to testify against 2 women repatriated from Syria. This case could be a landmark prosecution connected to ISIS's systematic enslavement of the Yazidi minority, and we look at the serious allegations against Kausar Ahmed and Zainab Ahmed, who have been arrested in connection with the purchase and retention of a female slave. Stay with us as we explore the fight for accountability in modern slavery. A Bahamian survivor of a recent plane crash off the coast of Florida has been arrested in a federal investigation concerning international cocaine trafficking, allegedly linking him to a conspiracy involving the Bahamas and Colombia. Jonathan Gardner faces a charge of conspiracy to import cocaine into the United States. Gardner was one of 11 individuals who survived a crash involving a Beechcraft 300 King Air aircraft that went down off Florida's coast after experiencing engine failure. The aircraft departed from Marsh Harbor, Great Abaco, en route to Grand Bahama International Airport, when the pilot ditched the plane approximately 50 miles off Vero Beach. Authorities confirmed that all 10 passengers were successfully evacuated onto a life raft, with 3 people sustaining minor injuries. During the rescue operation, Gardner was found in possession of 3 cell phones and a crossbody bag containing roughly $30,000 in Bahamian currency. Federal allegations suggest this money was linked to a planned cocaine shipment from Colombia through the Bahamas in November 2024, involving between 900 and 1,000 kilograms of cocaine. Investigators allege that a recorded 2024 meeting between a Bahamian politician and a charged Colombian drug trafficker discussed arrangements for moving a significant quantity of cocaine from Colombia via the Bahamas. The complaint identifies Gardner by the alias Player and claims his involvement in the conspiracy dates back to at least 2023. Federal authorities further allege that Gardner acted as a cocaine supplier for a Georgia-based drug trafficking organization named in a 2024 indictment involving about 14 individuals charged with narcotics offenses. Investigators claim Gardner supplied a multi-kilogram cocaine shipment from the Bahamas to Miami in February 2023, which was subsequently received by members of the organization. Court records indicate that Gardner has a prior conviction in 2006 for federal narcotics and money laundering charges, resulting in an approximately 18-year sentence, after which he was deported to the Bahamas in 2014. The crash itself was managed by the United States Coast Guard, which received an emergency locator transmitter signal around 11 a.m. Tuesday. An airborne United States Air Force combat helicopter crew, conducting a training exercise, was redirected to assist in the rescue. The survivors were transported to Melbourne-Orlando International Airport for medical evaluation and are reportedly in stable condition. Survivor Olympia Out 10 expressed gratitude to the U.S. Marines for their assistance during the ordeal. The Federal Aviation Administration is currently investigating the circumstances surrounding the crash. Boy Meets World stars Will Friedle and Ryder Strong have announced exciting news regarding their upcoming television appearances. The former child actors, who portrayed Eric Matthews and Sean Hunter, respectively, revealed on Sunday, May 17th, that they plan to attend the Survivor Season 50 finale in person. In addition to this announcement, Friedle and Strong co-host a podcast spin-off titled Pod Meets Twirled. This new podcast will recap episodes of Survivor. The podcast is a continuation of their existing Pod Meets World podcast, which previously featured recaps of Dancing with the Stars episodes from when their former co-star, Danielle Fishel, competed in Season 34. Boy Meets World stars Will Friedle and Ryder Strong have announced a major television event, confirming their attendance at the Survivor Season 50 finale in person. The former child actors, who portrayed Eric Matthews and Sean Hunter, made the announcement on Sunday, May 17th, signaling a significant move in their media presence. Friedle and Strong highlighted their excitement in an Instagram clip promoting their podcast spin-off, Pod Meets Twirled, which features recaps of Survivor episodes. This is not a drill. Will and Ryder will be in attendance at the Survivor finale, cementing their position in the podcast space as reality TV experts. Where they belong, they declared, encouraging listeners to download the latest episode. The Pod Meets World social media account shared the announcement, which garnered enthusiastic responses from both Boy Meets World and Survivor fans on Instagram. Comments expressed excitement, with users wishing Friedle and Strong a great time and sharing their own nostalgic feelings about reality TV finales. One commenter noted the surreal nature of attending a live finale, while others expressed jealousy and admiration for the stars' success. Boy Meets World ran for 7 seasons from 1993 to 2000, featuring cast members including Ben Savage and William Daniels. A subsequent series, Girl Meets World, premiered in 2014 and aired for 3 seasons before concluding in 2017, both currently streaming on Disney+. Meanwhile, the highly anticipated Survivor Season 50 finale and reunion is scheduled to air on CBS on Wednesday, May 20, from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. ET. An Australian court is set to hear rare crimes against humanity charges following testimony from a Yazidi survivor who alleges enslavement by an Australian-linked ISIS family. The case is significant as it could set a precedent for prosecuting modern slavery committed during conflict years after the abuse occurred, and marks the country's first prosecution linked to ISIS's systematic enslavement of the Yazidi minority, which involved trafficking, forced labor, and sexual exploitation of thousands of women and children. The proceedings follow the testimony of Kate, a Yazidi survivor, who stated that ISIS abducted her at age 11, and she was taken to the Australian-linked family's home at age 13. Kate detailed being subjected to abuse after being brought to the family's residence, describing her experience as being held as a slave where her life was entirely controlled. Australian authorities have already arrested Kausar Ahmed and her daughter, Zainab Ahmed, upon their return from a detention camp in northeastern Syria earlier this year. Allegations suggest Kausar was involved in purchasing a female slave for $10,000 and knowingly keeping her in the family home, while Zainab faces charges of enslavement and the use of a slave. Both individuals have denied the accusations. The context of the case highlights the widespread atrocities committed by ISIS militants in northern Iraq in 2014, during which thousands of Yazidi women and girls were abducted and trafficked through organized slave markets. Militants reportedly separated families during mass killings and forced displacement across the Sinjar region. For many Yazidi survivors, accountability for these crimes has remained severely limited despite years of documented evidence of trafficking, enslavement, and sexual violence. Prosecutors and advocates argue that such prosecutions are essential not only for achieving justice for survivors, but also for improving protections globally and addressing the vulnerability of displaced populations to further exploitation. Freedom United, a global nonprofit fighting human trafficking, supports the effort to bring these cases to justice.